Good evening, hashtag our global family. This is Drea Abeita, Coyote walking in this world, and real life a Slutto Public superhero. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for hashtag ACG Warriors, making dreams a reality for hashtag our global family. This is our very first podcast, episode 1. I am Drea Abeita, once again, Coyote walking in this world, and real life a Slutto Public superhero. I am here, family, pursuing my dreams and trying to raise both a for-profit and non-profit institution with my amazing sisters who are also my best friends in real life. And that's how we do it, family. We create a global family, we support each other, and we make change in this world. Right now, let's go ahead and go to our PowerPoint so we can get started. Who we are. So first of all, the Abeita Consulting Group LLC is an international community dedicated to creating humanizing change through volunteerism, community organizing, advocacy, and blending for-profit and nonprofit entities. The Abeita-Sherer Community Foundation, nonprofit status pending, acts as Coyote Superhero Training Center by providing free educational videos, webinars, and online community spaces and events. The ASCF partners with the ACG LLC to fund our global community-based projects. The ACG Fine Art Gallery features one-of-a-kind masterpieces from our global family, while the ACG Marketplace offers books, art, and other unique finds. 20% of all purchases will be donated to the ASCF project of your choice, as headed by one of our amazing hashtag ACG Warrior Consultants. Now, family, this is our first podcast. Join us here twice a month while we give you updates on all the amazing community work that we're doing, the updates for both our gallery as well as our marketplace. And we're also doing a diary on literally trying to create training videos that will help our global family create their own businesses, create their own nonprofits, and make their own dreams come true. Again, family, I am Drea Abeita, and I'm proud to be the CEO of both organizations. I'm going to kick it over to Kyla.
Hello, my name is Kyla, and I'm the CEO, the Chief Operation.
That's okay, family. This is real life. This is Kyla Charlee. Not only is she an
Chief
engineering
Operations Officer. That's what I am. Essentially, my job is to try and get her from point A to point Z, because point A to B to C to Z, because she'll jump straight to Z.
Always and forever, family. You know, this coyote needs a wrangler.
So that is my position. That's my job in real life. I'm an engineer, although I'm also technically unemployed right now. So on that happy note, let's kick it over to Carolyn.
And I am the Chief Communications Officer, and I'm going to be dealing with, what am I going to be dealing with?
Social media outreach.
Social media outreach, that's what I was trying to find, and other communications related things.
Absolutely, family. Forgive us. Also, it took us like 3 hours to set up, create our frameworks, and figure out how we're going to talk to you. Sorry, family. I'm loud, and I forget we have microphones, so it's okay. I don't have to yell.
Don't have to yell.
I'm learning, family. But we also, it's Saturday, so bear with us. But this amazing team, we literally come together twice a week, family. Either Tuesdays or Thursdays, and because our new fall schedule has started, we are looking for job opportunities. Shout out again to Kyla, who is an electrical engineer, and literally, it is extraordinary. So I'm just saying, family, to get opportunities, drop a line. And also our amazing artist, Carolynn, who has several businesses, including t-shirt design, mandalay design. I don't even know how many companies you have right now. How many do you have right now, sis? 3 independent companies, family, as well as being a superstar educator. Would you like to tell them about that?
I am a substitute teacher,
Woo!
also known as guest teacher, to those schools that I go into, and I work mainly with middle school and high school.
Absolutely. Shout out to all of our warrior educators, staff, and everyone who's making sure that our youth and children, who are our leaders and futures right now, are safe and sound. We appreciate all of your work. So family, we are not only working on a for-profit, which is the Abeita Consulting Group, which is literally our global family. We provide them with a website. Also, we are going to be starting to tag and highlight their work via the social network that this Coyote has created, which is soon to be 16,000 followers, family. I'm 75 away from 16,000. So please hit that connect, hit that share, and let's help this Coyote's global family grow so that we can get all of our consultants opportunities, not only for their private companies, but to highlight the amazing volunteerism that they're doing in the communities right here. So the Abeita Consulting Group LLC, again, is our for-profit entity, while the Abeita-Sherer Community Foundation is our budding nonprofit. Shout out to Valentina Zapata, who has literally donated hours of her time, family. I owe her my literal, not really Gammy, but the equivalent of my firstborn, because she literally has given birth to the idea that we as ordinary people can start our own nonprofit in order to get grant money, in order to support the community work that we're literally funding out of our own pocket. So guys, let's go ahead and check in with them. If each of us could give them a little bit more background, and this is again, accountability, family. We are creating new models on how business should be done, right? We are literally living in a reality where capitalism has run amok. Taxes are not actually getting fed back to the people via community projects. Let's build schools, let's build roads, let's invest in healthcare for all. And what we really are trying to do is create a model for what's possible, right? Let us pair for-profit corporations with nonprofit corporations and make sure that all the work that we need for our communities is literally being done. So guys, we are literally going to share a tiny bit of what we do every week. So what do we do, guys?
You mean literally?
maybe not everything we do.
Well, right now we're focused on getting the website up in order to get the store up, which will help feed into the profits.
Yes, profits. Hear that, Gammy? Profits.
So this one is working on gathering as much art as she can from as many local artists as she can find. And this one, and myself, I'm not for this one, she is for this one. And we are working on getting the website up, getting a storefront ready, taking pictures, making sure that pretty much everything is available so that, well, let me rewind a bit. Making sure everything is available so you can go on the website and order some art, some pottery, some painting, some multimedia projects. And yes, of course, everything is open on the webpage. We're very open about where the profit is going to be going. So that's part of what this is for. And this one is very stringent about her quality control for the art. So
absolutely.
Carolyn, anything to
And I am in charge of editing photographs to make sure that the best photographs to represent what we have for sale get posted online so that you get to see how beautiful and the quality of the art is.
Not to mention, she's one of the artists.
Absolutely.
And I have produced a couple of pieces that will be online, and I'm currently taking a break from doing my art for a little while, but have plenty of stuff that I can share with you.
And we look forward, family, starting next podcast. So again, join us in 2 weeks. Don't forget to share and like and visit us on abeitaconsulting.com. But we will be featuring a different art piece every segment. And again, that will be starting next time, family. So our first regular segment is hashtag, let's talk about the lowdown, right? The lay of the land. Our first one's going to be a report out, which we just covered, right? The work that we've been doing, working on the website, all the amazing photo editing that Carolynn's been doing. I also spend a significant amount of time, family, trying to market and bring awareness to the different artists that we have in our communities, because let's be honest, COVID devastated a lot of our lives, right? It affected our communities. We have lost loved ones. And we really wanted to create a foundation that was going to support the ever-changing reality we're facing, right? A lot of our amazing family are artists. And I literally started this project with one of my uncles, Ben Chino. His pottery will be featured. We've been photographing it. I'm so excited. Don't forget, Uncle, we're supposed to meet soon. And he literally is one of my uncles who goes around New Mexico, and a lot of people have commented that they know his artwork and they love him. And he would go to the Pueblo of Isleta at the Isleta Health Center and be in the parking lot and, you know, open the back of his truck, and we would go and literally buy pottery. And COVID put a stop to a lot of our artists who literally sold their artistry on the side of the road, or at places like at Old Town, or a lot of our communities. So we wanted to try to create an online space again that would help support them and create a sustainable, humanizing form of capitalism. Right? Let's be honest, family, this Coyote is always trying to decolonize. Capitalism isn't going anywhere, but how can we create it and be more humanizing? The other thing about the Abeita Consulting Fine Art Gallery, as well as the marketplace, is that yes, our items are going to be marked up. And literally hashtag privilege saves during COVID is our first media campaign or promotional campaign, family. Because this Coyote is hashtag Isleta royalty. I talk about how privilege has literally afforded me opportunities like this, right? To start a company and beg my friends with the munchies. I'll be honest, I bribe them with food, you guys. We have a lot of lunches, quiche and bacon and toast. But a lot of that is privilege. If I didn't have my family to help support me, these projects would not be possible. So how can we, if we do have a little bit of privilege, family, even if it's just using your social media to forward the work that's happening in the community, that is literally changing people's lives. So again, this project is about how we can create a new type of capitalism and how we literally have to pay more for art, family. That is a reality because our artist family need to have a sustainable income, and how we literally can use our own privilege, like our social media following, or buying art. Please buy art from us because it will be marked up, family. 20% of all of our profits are going to go straight to the foundation's work. And the other 30% will go back to the author, the artist, and we guarantee that the artist will make in pocket at least twice as much as they would have on a one-on-one person transaction. And family, again, I hate to call this out, and I'm guilty of it, absolutely guilty of it before. And I would say about 10 years ago, 5 years ago, this Coyote would go to powwows or go to feast days, and I would be guilty of negotiating with artists, right? I will buy 5 of these, and a lot of times they would knock down $5, $10. And that was bad of me, family. I should never have done that because our artists deserve to be fully paid for their work. This Coyote has learned better. I have learned from my foolish Coyote ways. Thank you, grandfather, for teaching me that. But again, so you will be paying more for the artist's work, and we're guaranteeing our artists at least twice as what they would make in a single transaction. So let's honor their work, family, because each one of these masterpieces represents 10 to hundreds of man hours, and literally they're being underpaid, family. So let's make sure that we add value to their magnificence and make sure that they're able to feed their families at the end of the day. So thank you again. We just finished segment 1, which was a report out on what the work that we've been doing. Segment 2 is personal. So you guys know that this is my doctoral dissertation project. So I'm literally proving that social media and who we are on the internet is a valid part of our identity. And what we're doing in this second segment is taking a step back, is being the amazing ACG warriors, but touching base with you, our audience, our community, our loved ones from around the world about our day-to-day lives. Who would like to get us started this evening? Well, this Coyote partakes of her medication.
Let's start. Personally, if we're going to get personal, a couple of things that are very personal to me are living with depression and my little dogs that are 2 Chihuahua rescues. And so those are 2 things that are very important in my life. Depression keeps me from doing a lot of things that I like to do, that I love to do, that I need to do. I take multiple medications for it, and try to live with it day to day. So that's me.
Thank you, sis. I mean, honestly, family, we kind of came together as a support group before all the crazy started. Like, before I was like, hey guys, I'm starting companies and a nonprofit, I'm doing all this ridiculous, please help me so I don't lose my mind. Like, before that happened, we were just chilling on the daily. Like, hey, how are you doing? Like, Kyla and I started before COVID. She was my best friend because we took over GPSA together. Like, she was the finance committee chair for UNM GPSA, and I was on the regular committee, and I helped wrangle her meeting, oh no, I just looked at paperwork. She wrangled them, y'all. I was just a witness. And then she broke her, okay, I'll let her tell that story. But anyways, so she was my best friend in real life, like on the daily before COVID. And we'd hang out all the time, and we had Victoria, our third amigo, and we did games. We had the Firefly game, a Villainous game, and we'd hang out after GPSA because Victoria is still connected with GPSA. And then when COVID hit, I missed her, but we couldn't hang out. Like, we couldn't be together anymore all the time, and that sucked. And if anyone also uses that superpower, super tool of friendship, right? And my friends become my family. And I know it's problematic, but at the same time, that's how I break down barriers, right? Because then they're not strangers, they're your family, they're your brother, they're your sister, they're your sibling, and you care about them. And so when COVID hit and I couldn't be with her physically or Tori anymore, we had to go to Zoom. And if you guys have been checking out my yoga videos that I have 5 times a week, it talks about how I've lost 110 pounds, had gastric bypass, has been diabetic for 25 years, was having eye damage, leg damage, and I was diagnosed with that. And so Kyla helped me with that. Like, it's hard doing yoga every day. It sucks. And when I started doing my routine 4 years ago, Kyla and I just met every day to do yoga. And it was a check-in. And it was a centering space. And then Carolyn and I met, and so I was able to have my family back, right? I had my sister back in the one-on-one. And we couldn't see each other physically, but we could still see each other online every day, which is super important to me and meant the world. Still means the world to me because we still do that, guys. Not the yoga every day, but we still check in every day. And because Coyote's schedule is crazy, we meet more in person like twice a week. And then Carolyn became family online. Like, that's what my project is about, is how I can take the idea of social media and not being an authentic part of this Coyote self and create a family that cares about each other on a global level. And we were strangers, literally strangers. And we met on social media and we just started talking or messaging.
You bought art from me.
I bought art from you. And then we connect. Okay, just kidding, family. We met in real life. Everyone I met in real life. But then we connect on Facebook. Because now we're like besties on Facebook. So they became people that I met in real life. They became my essential sisterhood in real life every day during COVID. And then that translated to us actually being friends online. Because in my brain, family, my bad, I think of Carolyn first on the internet, but it was art. Was Elvis?
Yeah, no, it was my brother's aprons.
It was her brother's aprons. Oh my gosh, can you tell us about your brother and his amazing artwork? Because that will also be featured. You know what? Can we just make it a feature of today? Should I just go grab one? Sure. All right, family, surprise! I am going to have to add this as one of the sections. But as I go get that artwork, Carolyn, why don't you tell our amazing audience more about your brother?
My brother was a self-taught artist. He's no longer with us. He was a self-taught artist. His art is very folk art-like, and he used to work at Albuquerque Little Theater, volunteering and as a paid staff person. And he would do backgrounds and props. And this is one of the items that he made. I call it Elvis just because he looks like Elvis to me. But he made it out of a large can, a large tin can that he cut into this design. And he made the little face and did all the painting and everything. It's not anything that you'll find anywhere else.
And this was actually the first, I want to say the first purchase for the AGC Fine Art Gallery. Although this is part of this Coyote's personal collection and is near and dear to us, we are actually going to be putting it on the website as a fundraiser for the foundation, and will be a gift to anyone or the first person who donates $20,000. Just that.
A bit of liability here. It's basically a shiv, but you have to be careful with these edges.
Yes, we've cut ourselves, family. So be very, very, very careful. It is a work of art, a personality, larger than life. And not only is the donation set to honor the artistry and the one-of-a-kind masterpiece that this truly is in real life, but honestly, family, this coyote wants to keep it forever. So I'm just saying, we want to celebrate the artists that are in our communities. And thank you so much to our sister Carolynn for sharing this beautiful piece of artwork from her brother with our family.
And by the way, his name was Ken Fincke. His name is Ken Fincke, even though he's no longer with us.
What other, I'm gonna go hunt around for the other, because we have more of his artwork family. This coyote's looking for it currently. But would you like to tell them more about the other types of mediums that you work with?
Yeah, so he did, he called those sculptures. So he did the metal sculptures. He actually won a couple of ribbons at the state fair on a couple pieces that he did, which went out to friends of his that he willed to friends of his. And then he also taught himself how to sew. And so he made aprons and different types of aprons from, you have the aprons hanging on the back of your door.
Oh, well, those are my personal ones.
Those are your personal ones, but you could still show them for, just as an example.
Okay, that's a good call, sis. Because we want to keep the other ones as a surprise, because we would like for you guys to be interested and hungry to visit our website.
Yeah,
So
so there'll be a couple more. I think there's actually 5 more that will be put on the website for sale.
So again, this is part of this coyote's personal collection.
Yeah.
So don't try to be stealing my 420 and beer apron, family. But again, these are one-of-a-kind pieces of art that are wearable. And I am sad to say they have some food stains on their family. But hey, that's real love because we have used them.
That's why they're aprons. That's why you wear aprons.
Absolutely.
So that you don't get stuff on you.
And don't forget, family, hashtag privilege saves. And I know y'all, my family in New York and Cali, I know you've been spending that 15 grand on those Louis Vuittons. So you can dig deep and hashtag privilege saves and start our community foundation funds and help fund amazing work that's happening around the world. So this is Neil's killer cook. I gotta say, family, for art, these are some of my favorite pieces. And we collect a lot of art. Our house is filled with it. Again, this coyote has inherited privilege, family, because my Gammy made sure that we went to school via her big wooden spoon. But my family are professionals, And so this coyote grew up appreciating art. My parents bought sculptures, they bought paintings, and if we have that privilege, family, I'm saying for real,
There's when you might want to raise your voice.
for real, we need to use that privilege to lift up the rest of our community members. So I'm calling you to please join me. Anyways,
She's taking off the apron. Hold on a minute.
Yeah. So she's like way over there. I don't know if that's picking up well.
I'm way over here, family. Sorry.
If anyone's curious why I keep getting up, it's because there's a coffee table right in front of us.
Yes, but hey, we are one happy family. Oh my gosh, can I please have? So that was again, shout out to Carolynn's brother. Would you again give his name and information?
Ken Fincke.
Ken Fincke. So he is officially, family, our very first featured artist.
Thank you for featuring my brother.
Insert special effect.
Yeah.
Love it, love
There
it.
might be, there might not be. I don't know. It depends how well I can video edit by the time this goes up.
Yes, so we are learning everything, family. Our amazing group, we're starting an in-house production company. We're learning video editing. We're learning how to do community events and organizing. We had our very first in-person hashtag ACG LLC presents, hashtag art therapy. We had an amazing group of 3 of our new family members come over and do literal canvas art from us. I gotta post those pictures, family, but it was so much fun. So again, we are trying to use our privilege, to use our knowledge, to volunteer our time, to just create change and you know, creative healing spaces for our family. Kyla, did you do your daily grind check-in?
I did not. I spent like 2 seconds while she was doing her thinking about what should I say, and then I actually started listening to her.
Sorry.
I am so interesting. Anyway, so also depression, anxiety has been a pretty big issue in my life. I deal with it kind of by, my first go-to is like checking out, I guess I could say it. It's not full disassociation, but I'll listen to music, I'll subsume myself in TV shows, movies, or my current video game. It's usually just creating like a small comfort zone, step away from reality. And it's usually these little spaces I think about in depth, a lot of things. This works both for me and it also feeds into my anxiety. But I keep myself going. I say I keep myself going. I don't keep myself going. I cling to the things that keep me going. My family, I live with my family, so taking care of them, spending time with them, talking to them, hugging them. And my friends,
Woo woo.
and just trying to remind myself, like, some days if all I can do is cling to not getting worse, that's okay. So that's my daily grind.
Oh yeah, sis, I can relate because sometimes waking up that morning, family, that's all we can do that day, and that's enough. That is enough for that day. I mean, not to give too much away, but these guys know sometimes I don't shower. You guys can't tell. Because all I have to do is put powder on my face and draw my eyebrows on, put on one of my hair pieces. For these guys, pre-COVID, before school started, we'd meet Tuesdays and Thursdays every week, like all the time. And sometimes we'd hang out on weekends and stuff. So we were meeting a little bit more regularly. Now we just switched it to include weekends. But they would catch me after like the gym or whatever. And I'd be so depressed. I'm like, all right, day 4, I gotta shower. So
Quick addendum, I also been increasing my own productivity, or at the very least, been having a bit more fun playing with my planner. So the past few months I've been like daily planning and filling in my little planner spread with like the little fuzzy washi tape. I make things pretty around me too. I like doing that. So I have like a little pretty washi tape. I have a bunch of different colored pens. I took my school notes in different colored pens and stickers.
absolutely. Carolyn, why don't you tell them about your doggies? I have furry nieces, family.
Yep, I have two little Chihuahuas. One that is 4 years old and one that is approximately 8 to 10 years old. And I adopted both of them through Enchantment Chihuahua Rescue. And I'm also involved with the rescue, doing volunteer work and occasionally fostering an animal, usually female Chihuahuas, mixes, and that's it. They're great little dogs. They keep me going. They say that dogs are the great antidepressant, and I have to say that that's pretty true.
I love it. Our furry ones, I mean, I think we can also say, oh, Kyla, would you like to tell them my other furry niece and nephew? Wait,
Yes.
no,
niece
they're
and
both
nephew.
nieces.
No, they're niece and nephew.
Niece and nephew? Okay.
Yeah, the little one's a boy, the big one's a girl. So
Teddy.
I have a Pomeranian, a little teddy bear. He doesn't.
Totally looks like a teddy bear, though.
Yeah, he looks like a teddy bear, but you see him and you know dog breeds and you're into all that weird stuff. Essentially, he doesn't really look like a purebred Pomeranian, which is why we got him for free. He was the odd one of the group. So gave him my sister. My sister gave him to us. We gave him to our dog. That dog ran away, so now he's ours. And then we have the bigger dog who was abandoned on our property, the larger pit bull Penny. Don't really know what to do with her half the time, but we love her, and she is very excitable.
They both are.
And she likes to use us
They're so
as
cute,
launching
though.
pads when she jumps off the chair.
She's huge, though.
Yes.
Penny is, I'd say, as big as Kyla. I mean, like,
Yeah, but if I hold her
She's
up like
huge.
this, she's pretty much the full length. She's like 60 pounds of doggy muscle.
and then you guys have seen my little terrors. Seriously, they are terrors. Sevi, she is 16 years, oh no, she's 15 years old. So I don't know, it probably makes her like 120 in like human years. But she revenge
Human years?
poops. She revenge poops, you guys. It does not matter. There are 3 litter boxes everywhere. They also have a puppy pad, which is like an extra 3-foot radius in case she misses. And she misses. I'm beginning to think on purpose, family. But twice in a row, 2 days in a row, after Love of My Life cleaned all 3 litter boxes, we stepped out, poo, right there. And then they're miniature assholes. So they have scratch at all the doors. And so our carpet isn't carpet. It's like the fibers are just long fibers. And so when I picked up the poo family, it was like poo hair. I'm just saying they're assholes. I know, TMI, yeah. But I'm just saying, God, why? And then it was like, they were all clean. They're just being mean to us. So we had to like think back. Like, they're like, you know why we did it. And
You know
we
what you did.
humans are like, we don't know what we did. I'm just saying, anyways, invest in a spot bot family. Because for real, it's like literally in the closet, like right next to, and yeah, there's little, it's been used like 15 times this week. So I'm just saying, get a spot bot if you ever rent cats. But they're also like therapy, and I couldn't imagine life without them. And I'm still hoping that she's around like miraculously for like 20 more years. I mean, I know that's unlikely, but I'm still hoping, family, because I can't imagine my life without my little poop assassin. I'm just
Little
saying.
teddy bear is a complete butthole, but I do love him. I like to carry him around. It's kind of weird to say. Well, at least I didn't to say. But the smell of, dog being held against you is very calming to me. That, and when Penny needs to be taken care of, she'll let me know, and then I realize, oh hell, I've been playing this video game for 2 hours straight. I need to get up, walk around, give my eyes a break, drink some water.
All right, family. We're gonna go on to segment 3, which is going back to our work for both the for-profit and nonprofit. So we are literally trying to create free educational videos, right? We'll be peppering this in with some webinars and training. But what we're also doing is not only making video diaries about personal lives, but we're also chronicling what it is like to raise a business. What is it like to start a nonprofit? What is it to get your sisters, your community members, your brothers, your siblings, your family members? My family's involved, family. My mom is on the board. My partner is on the board. We're literally asking all of our friends for donations, complete strangers who've been at the mall. We asked them to come to our art event, and they pledged to buy some pottery from us. So literally, this is a global community event of strangers who become family, right? And so segment 3 is again sharing our work with creating both the for-profit and nonprofit. But again, this part is kind of going back to Rose and Thorn. If you've ever done Rose and Thorn, you talk about a high of your week or your life or whatever you're reflecting on, and you talk about maybe a point of reflection or a challenge you had, right? So we're talking about challenges, roses and thorns, places where maybe we kind of ran into some snags, and then we'll follow it with segment 4, which are going to be celebrating our victories. So what do you think, family? Segment 3, hashtag lived and learned, our reflections on how the process of world domination, the humanizing community change is currently going. Where do you think that we might be able to improve? I mean, I think we're doing awesome though, I'm just saying.
Well, I think that we go through feast and famine where there's times where we get a ton of stuff done and we're really productive and we're each off in our own little corner doing our own things. And then there are times when we eat and watch videos on TV.
God, those are good days though.
And you need both of those kinds of days to get through it all, I think.
I agree though, because it is feast or famine, family. Especially if this coyote has something else going on. I'll be honest, I'll cancel on them and be like, oh my God, you guys, I have 20 million pages due tomorrow. I can't meet, I'm sorry. And so I feel like that's kind of part of the heart of the balance too, is this is our dream project. This is we can't really pay the bills. These guys are absolute volunteers, right? They do not get paid at all. I feed them. They come here and they volunteer their time because we're hoping that we will get paid, right? We're adding value to the community someday, right? Maybe at some point we'll make the $600 we have to report to the tax man. But I mean, that's going to be down the road. But what we're saying is that we can create a humanizing change, but it's hard to do huge things without money. You have to be able to fund it yourself. And that's hard because this coyote's literally a grad student that makes $750 for every 10 hours she works. So I make a whopping $1,500 a month, family. And that's awesome. And I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, I have to pay my bills. And it's harder because I can't work full time. Any doctoral student out there, bless your heart. If you are working full time, I don't know how you, especially if you have your parents as well. You are superheroes always and forever. But it's really difficult to make huge sweeping changes when you're also trying to graduate from school, or in a lot of our global families cases, having family, you have your families, you have responsibilities, or like Kyla, she literally, I'm sorry, Kyla, she has to go home, family, to go make dinner for her family. And I was like, Kyla, it'll be fine, we'll be done by blah, blah, blah. And here we're like 2 hours late, but I'm sorry. But that's hard part of it, right? How do you make your dreams come true when you also have to pay your bills, right? And seriously, again, I have 2 other people that I owe the equivalent of my first 4 child to. What do you think, Kyla? What's your point for reflection?
Well, right now I'm thinking it's late enough that my mom's probably gonna eat that food anyway. So.
Oh shit! I am sorry in advance, Auntie Kyla's mom. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Auntie.
Sorry, that's foundation. Personally, kind of went off on a tangent. So.
Yeah. I also talk in circles, family. I apologize. Either one you want, sis.
I have timed her once. She spent 5 minutes talking about something she made clear in the first sentence.
Also, it's part coyote, part indigeneity, and part academic. Mostly academic. I think we just talk a lot. Maybe we like to hear ourselves speak. I'm bad. Anyways, do you want to do a personal reflection? Start with the personal, like it with the business. Start with the business, say with the personal. I'm also fascinated about calendars with her. She literally got me all, I did like 20 minutes of calendar research with her.
Planners. Well, the high point of I'll go with the high-low thing. High point of my week was I kept up with my planner every day this week. Even if for one of those days, I'm pretty sure I just wrote in a box saying watch TV, found new show, and then in the reflection area, didn't really do much today, thinking about this for tomorrow's dinner. And kind of a low point this week was making myself actually do the work of looking into why I haven't gotten unemployment yet. I found out why, and I'm fixing that, but it took a lot to work up those 10 seconds of courage to stop and make myself look into the problem. That's what my mom calls it, 10 seconds of courage. You can write the email, but you have to close your eyes and summon that courage to send it.
Oh, I love that. We should write that down, you guys. Recording that. Don't steal Kyla's 10 seconds of courage from her mom that we're stealing it from. 10 seconds of courage. I love that. I mean, part of what we do too is talk about healing work and strategies. And you guys know I have PTSD, and I'll be honest, these guys are my security blanket too. Like, I hate unemployment stuff. I hate having to legitimize my reality and tell them who I applied for work for, what positions they were, how I contacted them, how I'm gonna follow up with them. Anyways, and that's scary and that's stressful, like Kyla was saying with the 10 seconds. And so I don't like it, but when these guys are over or when they're on Zoom with me, I can press a button like Kyla says. It's somehow less scary because I got my family, my crew. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. And I promise you guys know who you are. I'm gonna do that work.
But it's pending. It's just pending. That's all.
It's pending.
It's not your work. I'm hesitating.
Kyla knows me too well. But COVID is stressful. And I'll be honest, I've been in certain workplaces that were very stressful. And the more stressful that work environment is, the more difficult it is for me to force myself to do it. Because it heightens my anxiety to work on that thing. It's like the unemployment thing. I don't like to work on it because it's so anxiety ridden, so I'll put it off until I have someone to back me up. The same with work. If you're in a work environment that isn't supportive, family, it might be why you were having a hard time being productive in said environment. Did you have a reflection on company stuff? 20 of them? We have a list.
Yeah, she keeps a whole list. She was writing in Tuesday. My reflection was, yeah, I kicked butt on Tuesday. Woo! I kicked butt personally on Tuesday. Yep, you did.
Very good. Wait, like above and beyond what you did here? Because you did the opposite here.
No, I meant like here.
Hell yeah! Okay, and we found spiders too, but don't tell anyone.
Dude, I almost screamed.
Ooh, I don't like spiders. But that pottery was in their garage for since COVID started, so 18 months, 15 months. Yeah. So there was some spiders on the side. But yeah, we photographed it. But that's the other thing, family. Just to sell something, think about this, right? So I gotta meet with the artist. Then I have to get their permission for the whole schema, right? That I promise you twice as much as you would make on a single purchase. This is what we're doing. This is the work we do. And then I have to tell them I'm a medical marijuana researcher and real life is not a public superhero, right? That might be a lot in our first meeting. Then I have to recruit their artwork and I pay them upfront for it, at least the first half. After we've made the sale, we'll give them the second half, which is another equal amount of a one-time purchase, right? So if a piece of pottery, they would sell it $50, I literally give them $50, pick up the piece of pottery, we'll sell it at, again, hashtag privilege saves family, increased price that will help fund all of our amazing foundation work and community work, and give the artist an additional $50. So they will actually make $100 for that piece of artwork, which is what we're trying to do, is funnel more money into our community family. And hey, if you're willing to pay 3 or 4 or 5 times, I will gladly pay our artists 3 or 4 times family. You tell me what you think is appropriate. I'm just saying. We're starting out, but literally the sky's the limit. And this money is going back to our artists, going back to our community members, and supporting the events that we do that we're going to be talking about in a few moments. So we have to recruit the artist, get the artwork, make the down payment on the artwork. Then what do we do with it, Kyla?
We inspect it. We
Literally, we
Yeah.
have to inspect it.
We inventory it.
We get an inventory. We take a bunch of pictures of it, which is a trial in and of itself. Then we have to get a description of it from the artist. Then we have to get all of this information into storefront, which is not up yet.
Oh, we have to get the bios from the artist and the pictures from the artists.
And then hope it comes out well.
Oh, that's just phase one, family. That's not even getting into the nitty gritty of getting it from our amazing foundation to your front door. What else do we have to do for that, Carolyn?
Oh my God. Then we have to order boxes and all of the stuffing that goes inside, cards, business cards, thank you cards, receipts,
Certificates of authenticity for the art gallery family. Oh, and when you order a piece of pottery from us, we do have to double box it, family. So there will be, I'm not gonna lie, significant shipping costs because we want to make sure that your priceless one-of-a-piece masterpieces gets to you in one piece. So it's gonna be double boxed, family, to ensure that it gets to you safely. But again, when you are family, creating your own company, creating your own nonprofit, and you're trying to ship a product out to someone, we literally can get hosed when it comes to shipping prices. So you want to make sure you do your research. The other thing that took me aback is the different sizes of boxes. So we have pottery, and we had to get 3 different sizes just for the pottery. We also have amazing artwork. Don't eye this one, family. This is a Jeremy Singer. It is mine forever. Unless you give me like, I don't know, $2 million maybe. But I'm just saying this is mine. But we have similar artwork. And how do we ship that? I have not measured it yet, family, but that's a big box. I'm just saying, again, when you are creating your own business models, think about every single detail because you don't want to get caught with your pants down, so to speak. Get your first order and be like, oh my God, I don't know how to get it to you. Go down to UPS and end up spending $60 to $100 just on packaging, another $50 to $100 just on shipping. So you want to make sure that you think about all these small details because we're learning the hard way that it literally is going to take us, it's okay, we got a list, but probably about another month, probably 2 months, to get the ball rolling for everything running smoothly. Don't get us wrong, family, we're trying to work as fast as we can, but to get everything going smoothly and have all the kinks worked out, I think will probably be a couple months and a couple orders before we really get down to the nitty gritty of the grind. So let's go ahead and go on to segment 4, #ACG Warrior Victories. So what are we so darn proud of that happened this week, family?
Planner.
The planner is awesome.
That planner is very awesome.
Do you want to
It is
show them your
beautiful.
planner?
It is a beautiful planner.
And I don't know, you guys can get down a rabbit hole of planners, but it is very interesting, and also color coordination, different tabs, and highlighting.
So right now, my current planner is the Hobonichi Teko cousin. It has this little the monthly layouts, the weekly layouts, and the daily pages, which is what I was talking about. It has all the daily pages. The weekly layout is pretty much just a timetable that I use to keep track of the household schedules. I should not have shown that to you. I hope you do not zoom on that. I have my mom's schedule in here too. Monthly layout, nothing personal in there, just my schedule. As look ahead, and if you are actually somehow able to superhuman zoom in on the wording of this, yes, it's in Japanese because it's from a Japan-based company.
Oh, and do you want to tell our amazing audience how you actually found it?
I found the Hobonichi Teko because while I was falling down the rabbit hole of planners, I found this great podcast called Best slave plant. And this was what she used, the Hobonichi Teko. She moved on to another planet by now, but when she found it, I was looking on her blog, and I just loved it so much. I mean, I have small font, just the daily pages. I actually got two. I got this big one and an itty bitty English version, which is just a planner, but I didn't use that one too much. I ended up just having this on my desk and putting everything in here. That was back when I had a job, so I filled up little pages.
We will be employed again soon, family.
Yes. So I was greatly inspired by her blog. Again, if you're a superhuman and you can see this, because I'm not pushing it all the way up there. I have my little writing. It has a little timetable on the daily pages where you keep track of the hours. I keep track of my meals, my daily reflections. This little washi tape as a divider.
I love it. That's so cute. I love her tape. What about you, Carolyn? What is your victory for the week?
My victory for the week is getting through my first 2 days of substitute teaching since COVID started. I didn't work it off through COVID. Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting an applause, but thank you. Yes, I did get through 2 days of teaching and had a couple of questionable classes that I wasn't sure I wasn't going to go berserk on them.
My mother. Where's my phone? Where's...
Does anyone have any final reflections? I think we are good, family. We are going to go ahead and let you get back to your amazing Saturday. Don't forget to join us every 2 weeks on Saturday for our amazing #ACG Warriors as we take over world domination through humanizing change. Don't forget to contact us at the Abeita Consulting Group at gmail.com and visit our website at abeitaconsulting.com. All right, family, let's see if this coyote can figure out how to work technology. Kyla, would you like to say goodbye to our audience?
Bye!
Bye!
That was loud. Wow.